Greetings fellow men, Servus Männer, it's Red Bull Germany again, and as part 2 of my walking tour on Japanese consumerism and to show you where the women spend all that money that all these busy bee working drone salaryman husbands collect when they, or make actually, when they work these long hours at their companies, I decided to show you Takashimaya again. In the first installment you have seen the food court with all the nice little treats with all the sweet stuff, and now I show you the rest of this very impressive department store. So as you can already see, this is really neat. Everything is spotless here, and top international brands you find here, and this first floor here is kind of accessories and like bags and all the nice stuff, and generally I would have to say that these department stores are doing really well in Japan. You know, at least in my country, we had great department stores in Germany, but they are in decline. People are shopping now online in Germany, and all this luxury spending, all these department stores with all the multitude of staff, it doesn't really pay off anymore. So they all close their doors for good in Germany. It's more like cheap crap that you buy now with these, I don't know, they call it Zalando, I think, where you can mail order shoes or something, and then you can send them back and get your money back if you don't like them. I don't know how you can make money with that concept, but apparently it works. So, excuse me, big department stores really not doing so well. I don't know how it is in the US now. I mean, there is Sears and all that stuff, but in Germany at least, big crisis. But here in Japan, they really like that. Department stores is what they love, because all the nice stuff is on display here. And this also can serve, of course, as a kind of a bait or something. It makes appetite for spending when you see all this stuff so nicely arranged. I don't know if you get the same tingle from browsing through a website. I don't really think so. So the other thing then is, of course, that the people who have the money in Japan are the older people who made that money during the boom economy. And those people maybe like the old-fashioned department store, you know, and not so much online shopping. Yeah? So it might be a generational thing, but it is really, when I was here for the first time, I was blown away. I mean, in Toronto, I also went to great department stores, but they just don't have that look like this store here. So now there is some more women's clothing here, and married women of course expect a never-ending flood of gifts. They want to be showered in gifts, and they actually get a lot of money for shopping themselves, while I would say that husbands, as you might know here, get some kind of an allowance. They get kind of pocket money every week to buy hot noodles and cigarettes or something, or 1 or 2 beers a week with their, well, sometimes more, but basically they get a pocket money so that they can go out and have some fun. And the woman normally tightly controls the spending of the family, making sure that the husband would not have enough money to, for example, have a mistress and shower that mistress then with gifts. But the woman, of course, can spend as much as she wants on this kind of stuff. If you have a conservative wife, she will, of course, make sure that the family saving is up so that they will not be poor in retirement age. So now we are in the men's section, and men in Japan are also expected to dress extremely fashionably, and depending on their job and their position in their company or in yeah, in education or something, they would actually be expected to spend a quite large amount of their salary on suits and watches and all these things. As you know, we will see the watches later. Watches are the only jewelry item, yeah, that is really acceptable for men. So the splurging and the peacocking that is going on with watches, leather items, suits, shoes, of course, nice Italian leather shoes, and of course you cannot just buy a suit and wear that. No, it has to be fashionable always. So I would say every 6 months or something, you need an entire new set of suits to be still in fashion. When you look outdated in Japan, that is the most horrible thing you can do, right? They're really unforgiving when it comes to these things. And here you have some nice leather wallets, also a must-have item. Just your old tattered leather wallet will really not do. People will really shame you for that then. Alright, so here you see some expensive watches. As I said, watches, a really important item for Japanese men to peacock with and to show what their position is, how high their income is, yada yada. So also for women, of course, but women have many other options. The watch, very important. Also pens, I think. Alrighty, so now we are in the jewelry section, and this never-ending train of gifts and presents that is expected is, of course, applying to jewelry very heavily, so that you can see that not only anniversaries, Valentine's Day, whatsoever, jewelry gifts are really expected here. As in the West, of course, but the thing is, it happens at such a high degree here that not many people can really keep up with that. And this is what the main message of this video should be, I guess, that this very high standard of perfection when it comes to gifts, appearance, and as you can see here, for example, your how you furnish your home and what tableware you use. These very high standards they develop in the boom years here, and now that the economy isn't growing that fast anymore, it is actually really hard to keep up with that stuff. And so this is, I guess, why herbivore man is a thing here in Japan, very much, and maybe in the West the MGTOW phenomenon is a thing. These very high standards can just not be maintained anymore by the young men who don't have the money from the boom economy from the 80s, and so they just opt out. But these department stores are a constant reminder and basically bait for the women to make their husbands or their boyfriends work hard so that they can actually afford this standard of living and these status symbols, because nothing else. It's nothing else than that, status symbols, of course. And I agree, these are nice things. It's nice to have these things, but what is the cost? I mean, I often, when I went here, I saw young couples, and from the way that they spoke, behaved, and were dressed, you could really tell that they really shouldn't shop here. But the woman was dragging the man behind her. I don't know if they were married or not, but they want this from their man, and they really force them to buy this stuff. So this is not really sound for the finances of the family, and in that way, I guess, a lot of young men have to go into debt. The women are in debt, of course, also. I mean, Japanese people are more conservative with money normally, but this rat race, keeping up with the Joneses or with the Tanakas or whatever, that is really a big thing here. So a constant reminder of what you should strive for and why you should work 80-hour weeks at a shitty job. And this is now the temple, really, the inner sanctuary of the Japanese consumer culture. That is why men have to work so hard, so the women can all buy these trinkets here. Alright, so that concludes my walking tour through Takashimaya. Very nice things here, but after this cool down, stagnation, the economic stagnation here in Japan, I think it will not be maintainable. Japan is a rich country, no doubt about that, and it will stay rich, I guess, but this is just crazy. And I can really understand why young men become herbivores here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this a little bit, and see you guys again soon. Servus, Kameraden.